Yeah. You guys can see the Jeep sitting in the background now, custom one-off suspension on the Jeep right here.
With 44 boggers.
44 boggers going onto that Jeep. Kevin, what are you guys doing with the TRX?
We are doing, well, it started out as a 12-inch kit, and then he decided he didn't want to go that big, so now we're doing a 10-inch kit, 37s and 26s.
Wow. What size is the lift on this one?
This one's like a 13 or 14.
13 or 14?
We're actually taking that one off. It was too big for him.
It was too big?
Let's get this thing's like this tall.
Oh, that's a short guy. Like craftsmanship that goes into some of these trucks, man. Blows my mind. This one looks like it needs a little bit of a bath, but that's
real quick. I just want to give a huge shout out to Stan for documenting this whole drop-off process for us. He took his truck to Third Coast Suspension in Texas to get an 18-inch lift put on. Our goal for this build series is to be able to document everything that happens on this truck leading up to SEMA, which we have something very exciting lined up. We are actually able to document the whole painting process of his bumper and everything else getting color matched. We have partnered up with a paint shop here locally, has given us permission to be able to document everything. So I'm super excited because I've never had any professional painting content on the channel. This way you guys can hopefully learn some stuff from the paint shop that we're working with, and hopefully I can learn some stuff so that way I can learn how to paint better myself. And we have a couple of ideas. Maybe we might do some collaborations and I'll learn how to paint at their place, and we'll paint a couple of components for my trucks. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited, but enjoy the next 15-20 minutes of this video of the whole drop-off process of Stan's 2020 SEMA build.
What's up, guys? So here we are in Galveston, Texas. I brought the brand new 2020 GMC Denali. We're actually dropping it off to have the suspension for SEMA built 3 months out, super crunch time. She's looking good. I had her detailed this afternoon when I showed up, of course, because a long trip driving through Louisiana and Mississippi and Georgia to finally get down here. And we are our last night here. We're staying in a beautiful hotel over in Galveston, right by the beach. Super excited to get a little bit of relaxation time because in the next 3 months, life's about to turn to absolute hell. Just trying to get a truck completely from 100% stock to a SEMA quality build. And we're going to be documenting the whole thing on JW's channel, which is great. I'm super excited about it. I know JW's excited about it. I know there's a lot of people asking whether or not this can be done. Well, we're about to find out. The next 3 months are going to answer the question, can you build an entire SEMA truck in 3 months? I don't know. We're really going to push it, but I do know what I've got is I've got a great team behind me, a great group of guys that's going to help when it comes to getting everything completed. Mondo at Elite Innovations, JW, Matthias. So we've got a lot of guys that are going to be hands-on on the build, including myself, obviously. One of the things that we are going to be doing, which is going to be tomorrow, is we're going to be over at BNC Off-Road, or otherwise known as Third Coast Suspensions. And my baby is going to be there for about a week and a half, and then I'm getting her shipped back. There she is, beautiful. Look at her one last time stock, because the next time we see this truck, she's going to be 18 inches in the air on a fully custom suspension. A lot of people ask, why don't you just go straight axle? I said, well, unfortunately, we got 3 months to go, and a lot of companies are already booked out for SEMA. So that might be the plan next year. But the other thing is, I do like IFS. I'm a huge fan of it. It rides great. It's super comfortable. It's very versatile for a lot of the things that I do on a daily basis. But obviously, once we get a truck of that caliber, we're not going to be doing a whole lot of stuff with it, like towing, pulling, going in the mud. It's a lot of money spent to get a truck looking that perfect, just to kind of tear it up. So she'll be a pretty show truck. I might end up having to get something else and use use that as my daily. For right now, I still have, you know, my other vehicles that I use. I've got a Rubicon, and I've got a little 02 Saturn that I beat to death. That's my gangster Saturn, but we'll keep running with them for sure. But the truck was great, man. It was a super comfortable ride. Fuel mileage wasn't terrible coming on down, man. It was regen definitely completely kicked my ass. I might jump in a second to look at where my fuel mileage is at right now. Most of the time I was actually averaging out about 20 to 21 miles to the gallon, which was not bad. And then I hit regen, and then I would drop down to about 12, 13 miles to the gallon on regen, which is obviously disheartening. But overall, it was about 2 tanks of fuel to get from Augusta, Georgia, all the way down to Houston, Texas. But right now, what we're doing is just having the family time, enjoying. My wife and my son are with me. They made the trip. We're going to fly back, and JW is going to pick me up in Atlanta. And then we'll have the truck probably shipped back over to Augusta. I don't know if I want to make the trek 3 times, because if I drive back to pick it up, obviously then I got to make the return trip with a gooseneck and a trailer. We've had some discussion about using Matt's daily dually to drive back, and then we have a gooseneck available to us. You know, we could always pick it up, but it might be the daily dually might not be ready at that time. It's got a couple of little things, just some simple kind of maintenance stuff that needs to be done on it, and so we're going to try to get that stuff done first. If it's not done in time, no big deal. We'll put it on I'll get a transport company to pick up the truck for me and bring it back, and it'll be kind of like Christmas. Probably have them ship it back over to Elite Innovations and bring it over to Mondo. And then the kit that we're getting is actually going to be built, but it's going to be raw, so we're not getting any powder coat done here. They're going to ship it to me completely raw so that we can actually disassemble it. And I might jump in the truck, so it's probably a little bit easier to hear, so that we can actually do the powder coating when we get back over there. And that way, when we do that, we'll have less of an issue with mismatched colors. So my worry right now is obviously if we powder coat if we end up powder coating the suspension here in Texas, and then I take it to Vivid or JRPW, the big issue is going to be whether those 2 colors match perfectly. I think that when you color something or you powder coat something, what you end up finding out is that if it's just a little bit off, you'll notice that a lot more than if it's way off. Because if way off, it kind of looks like it might have been done on purpose. If it's just a little bit off, people see it looks like a huge screw up. So easier thing is have one company powder coat the entire thing. That means suspension, that means wheels. So I did send out my order to TIS. We're going to be running 2816s with 44-inch boggers. Now that's just show tires. I'm going to see about ordering another set of 42 R28s. Fury makes them, a couple other companies make them. There's not a lot when you get to that size of rim, but at minimum run a 40. Unfortunately, on a 28-inch rim, man, it looks like a rubber band the smaller you get. So normally I'm used to running a 22 by 12 with a 40 1550 R22, which looks like a huge tire, but the rim's too small, the truck's too tall. I've heard it from everybody. That's too much lift. It looks like it's roller skating. Whatever anybody wants to say, that's fine. I'm doing it as my personal build. If it doesn't appeal to you, I'm sorry. It wasn't built for you. It's built for me to enjoy, and I'm going to love every second out of it. But I do not like the look of rubber band tires for multiple reasons. When you spend that much money on a set of forged wheels, you don't want to curb them. So protect that with some extra rubber underneath. But obviously boggers, not being made for driving on every day, are going to be kind of a pain in the ass. So I will find a daily driving tire and a daily driving rim for after like show season or in between show season when I'm around Augusta and I feel like driving the truck. Most of my big trucks I don't drive every day, but I do drive them on the weekends. I drive one of my other vehicles throughout the week to work most of the time. Every once in a while I feel giddy and I just want to get in it. Now with this one, it really is a luxurious truck, man. It's got every bell and whistle. It's so comfortable. It rides super comfortable. Seats just hug you. Everything in it is really nice. Those air-conditioned seats, man, in Georgia summer, best thing ever made. It's going to be hard not to want to drive this. I had to drive my other car, my little Saturn, for like a day, and I was kind of hating it. Maybe I'll find something. I've seen a couple of things around for sale around Augusta. There was an LMM that was for sale. There's a couple of trucks that JW's had on the channel, so maybe we'll pick up one of those and start building something else. You know, obviously it's got to be a little more comfortable than an 18-inch lift, so maybe something like 10 or a 12-inch lift. you know, something more reasonable for a daily. Obviously, we're not building this as a daily. This is going to be built as a one-off, you know, one-of-a-kind show truck. So, but other plans in the works, definitely motor work. With looking at my fuel mileage, as a matter of fact, I can pull that up since I'm sitting in the truck. Yeah, this is what my fuel mileage looks like. It doesn't look real pretty, guys. Right now, I'm sitting at about, you can see that, 15.3 was my average driving around Galveston. But obviously that best number right there underneath it, 23.5, not too bad. I've had deleted trucks before, and my deleted trucks, man, they were on 40s, you know, proper gear ratios and good transmissions. They were running about over 20 miles to the gallon. Even with all of that suspension, all of that tire, I could still utilize my fuel properly because it was geared properly, it was tuned properly. I wasn't dealing with regen. I don't know what the plans are. I do know we have a couple of different options, and those options are being tested right now. We have Matt, who's running a emissions compliant tune, Mark Jeffcoat, who's running another tune on his, and then obviously JW's, who's running a full delete, you know, setup. So maybe I'll get to drive all three of these trucks in the time while my truck's down here in Texas. And then I'll be able to kind of see what I feel like is best for me, because I do want something that's not as sluggish. I do want something that's a little bit more powerful. But at the same time, it's a tough decision when a truck is so new. Do a bunch of stuff that, you know, that if you go to the dealer, they're going to instantly hit you with that's the problem if anything else goes wrong. Thinking about those things. But we're going to have some more time tomorrow with Kevin Russell, who is the owner of BNC Off-Road Third Coast. You'll hear me use that term interchangeably. BNC Off-Road Third Coast Suspension. They're actually the same company. It was Third Coast Suspension, and then he changed it to BNC Off-Road. So we'll have some talks with him. He's actually opening the shop up early for me tomorrow, so we can go sit down and have some talks about what we're going to do, the plans on it. Obviously, the rendering is out right now, so if you haven't seen it, you can go over to JW's page or onto my page and take a look at that rendering. We have two versions of it, one with a wrap, one without, but that's the basic finished product minus maybe some tweaks along the way. We're definitely excited, but also at the same time scared shitless, because we've got 3 months to build an entire SEMA truck. So, and I don't want to put out anything out there. If my name's going to be on it, I want it to be up to par with everything else on the playing field out there. Obviously, we're not going to be the greatest thing, you know, to roll out. You got great companies out there doing some major stuff, Plan B Fab, BK Fab, all of these guys putting out some majorly crazy lift kits, majorly crazy trucks, but we just want to be able to play on the same field. And I don't want to bring something out there, you know, that's going to end up on truck rice, right? So we want to make sure we're coming correct. I wouldn't put anything out there that wouldn't be something I'd be proud of, or that anybody that's working with me is going to be proud of, any of the companies that I'm working with. So we definitely we've got a lot on our plate for the next 3 months. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be hectic. So stick with it. Stick with the build, and continue to follow. You know, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button, because you're gonna hear a lot about this. You're gonna see Matt's daily dually build continuing to go on, and that's gonna be a great build. We have some major plans. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to ruin any of the surprises, but big stuff coming for the daily dually build. And then obviously the continuing, covering of other builds that JW's doing, JW's own build. There's always changes and tweaks that are being made. I know of one that he's doing right now, and I'm not going to say it. I'm sure it'll probably be out by the time this video hits. But yeah, some really awesome stuff. So stick with it, guys. Stick with us. And we'll see you guys tomorrow in the morning on our way over to BNC. Man, bye. So here we are the morning of drop off for the truck. It's Monday morning. We're gonna go meet Kevin over at BNC Off-Road. We all just woke up. There's my son. Can you say hi? Hey. We're all pretty excited and ready to jump on a plane and go home. Ready to get this part of the journey over with. A couple of stops to make along the way. Breakfast, of course, and get some good old Texas breakfast. And then head over to BNC Off-Road and meet up with Kevin. So here we go. Let me get 2 of the taquitos with cheese with bacon. right, so we've made it over to BNC Off-Road, and of course you pull in and right away you can see that Suburban sitting there in the corner. Huge lift kit. Sitting right here behind me, a Nissan Titan, jacked up, beautiful looking trucks, man. They've got some of the nicest stuff in the industry, man. I am so amazed by some of this stuff. Really amazing, like, craftsmanship that goes into some of these trucks, man. Blows my mind. This one looks like it needs a little bit of a bath, but that's fine. We're waiting on Kevin to show up. He's actually on his way. He just texted me, said he was just a couple of miles out and about to show up, so I was filling out some paperwork. But let's go in here and take a look at what they got going on in the shop. All right, man, so we're here with Kevin from BNC Off-Road, and he's taking a truck. He's taking my Duramax and getting it ready, getting prepped, that suspension for SEMA, the 18-inch suspension. So what are we working on the Duramax?
Well, we're gonna do everything. We're gonna do dual shocks, resis, and some Bilstein resis, and we're gonna build a cradle that's custom. It's one-off. We've only done it once before, and we're gonna change yours a little bit, so it's just a little bit different than his. It's gonna be amazing. You'll be able to fit 44s, no issues.
We're definitely gonna do the bogger thing. I know everyone's like, are you gonna drive on boggers? I'm like, we're gonna manage it, but Bilstein's definitely. Man, I love Bilsteins. I know JW loves Bilsteins. He's actually got them on his LLY.
Right.
Swears by them.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah, they are the best. I think the last that I had Fox resis on the black truck, and they were good, man. But it's amazing how many times I sit down and recharge them again.
Yeah. No, these will be valved for your truck.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit different. The 7100 is a good shock, and it'll do everything you need to do.
Awesome.
And it'll keep those 44 boggers on the ground so they don't wear out too fast.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they're a great tire for about 10,000 miles.
Yeah. And you guys can see the Jeep sitting in the background now, custom one-off suspension on the Jeep right here.
With 44 boggers.
44 boggers going onto that Jeep right there, man. And then obviously the Denali sitting up here, which is actually getting brought down just a little bit. And right behind that, the Ram TRX, man. The first Ram TRX I have ever seen. I think probably the first one in the US that you're gonna see lifted on a one-off custom suspension by BNC. This is gonna be really amazing to see. I'm definitely excited to see that one right there. And we'll kind of keep you updated as they continue to post some stuff about it as well, man.
And it evolved into 44 boggers.
Yeah.
It was going to be just a Jeep on 37.
Yeah.
And now we did the cradle and building all this custom stuff. And we didn't want to do pullovers. It's not in his budget.
Yeah.
But so the 20-inch lift, we got that in his budget, but it's the price of steel is just killing me.
Astronomical.
I told the guys, like, man, if you can be
Dude.
patient, I'll build it for the price I said. But you're
All right, so a couple of things.
all right.
One, obviously that goes to you.
Right?
But brought you some presents. So the Duramax Diesels JW Montoya, JW Motorsports shirt, man, for you guys down here in Texas, man.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah. So Ram TRX, brand new. Kevin, what are you guys doing with the TRX?
We are doing, well, it started out as a 12-inch kit, and
Yeah.
then he decided he didn't want to go that big, so now we're doing a 10-inch kit, 37s and 26s.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's a one-off. It's not a regular Ram, so we're having to build
Really get
everything
custom.
just a little different, not, so it's from scratch.
Yeah.
So-
But most of the stuff you guys do is like from scratch. I mean, you guys are one off almost on everything, right?
But, that being said, we have a jig that fits the truck.
Right.
That doesn't fit this truck.
I got you.
So,
I got you.
This GMC, no problem.
Yeah.
Even though we're, build
I heard you.
20-inch lift or whatever we're building for it, it's still, it's not the, it's not the same as building this.
Yeah, completely different ball
yeah.
game in that arena over there.
And it might be they're going to change the 1500 Ram to have this, the brackets and stuff that this has.
Yeah.
Right now, it's one of one. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's probably the first TRX that I'm gonna see that's gonna be jacked up.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Ex-pro ball player, and he did a lot of research, and then ended up here.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I'll do it.
Well, I tell a lot of, so on the 15 and a half of my Iron High truck, You know, that one I actually bought it with y'all's kit on it.
Right.
And I was like super concerned because the last kit that I had that was kind of similar, drop, you know, transfer kit, was going to be like, man, I had welds break on it. I had one thing after another, and it just wasn't built to ride. It was great for a show, but when I wanted to drive, it just didn't happen. And when I got to driving that one, it was amazing because 90 miles an hour down the freeway, one finger on the steering wheel, it was made to drive. It rode great. And people are like, you drive that every day? I said, yeah, man, I drive it every day.
Oh yeah, everything we build is built to drive. And if you ever rode with me in a vehicle, I don't slow down for bumps or curves. I just hit it and
build it to handle the world.
Stuff is in the air a lot. So
yeah,
we take great pride in our stuff.
That's awesome, man. What size is the lift on this one?
This one's like a 13 or 14.
13 or 14.
So we're actually taking that one off. It was too big for him.
It was too big?
This thing's like this tall.
Oh, that's a short guy. Man. There's the remainder of that kit right here. Another GMC Denali getting done. Over here, so this one had a 13 or 14 inch lift, and they're actually making it smaller. Actually making it a little bit smaller on this one, that way I guess it was a bit too big. What's up, Kevin? So we're getting to riding Kevin's awesome Yukon. It's Kevin's Jeep right here. Yukon, he's giving us a ride to the airport. And this beast right here, this thing's awesome. Beautifully colored, beautiful powder coat, man. Y'all see this riding down the road, y'all know who it is. BNC Off-Road.
Like, comment, and subscribe.